So friends, this is Marvin Winans, and he is an American gospel singer and a pastor. Recently, he made some kind of deep and serious statements that caught the attention of many Americans. I don't know if you have seen his recent video. Friends, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play the recent video of this pastor right here for you right now. But before I go ahead and play the video, I would humbly ask you to subscribe to this channel if you have not, because here on this channel, as I usually say, we actually share and comment on events that are taking place both within and outside of the SDA church. Let's go ahead and listen to Pastor Marvin.
Well, I'm being very deliberate, so, it'll be very difficult for you to find a clip that will be anything other than what I'm saying. We're talking about two different things. The first thing, well, let me deal with this. The argument from the left to those on the extreme right is the extreme right is pushing no more abortions. Thank God that the murdering of children who could not defend them for themselves, fend for themselves, has stopped. Now, the church, hold on, the church ought to be happy. Y'all not that happy. And that is what is so disheartening, is because what is in the world has seeped into the church. I'm going to preach in a moment, because y'all going to make me preach in a moment. What is in the world, the psychology, the philosophical understanding of what is in the world has seeped into the church, so that the church is not governed by the kingdom constitution, but it's governed by the pressure from around us. Your choice, beautifully and fearfully and wonderfully made woman, your choice is not to get pregnant. See, now ain't nobody pushing that. See, if we follow the book, then the problem goes away. Flee fornication. See, I try to preach nice, but y'all won't let me. All right? Okay. Exodus, the 20th chapter and the 13th verse. Thou shalt not kill. And there's a period behind that. Jesus wept is the shortest verse in the Bible, but it only beats this one by 2 words. Thou shalt not kill. No matter how you slice it, abortion is killing. Whether it's the first 4 weeks, 7 weeks, 14, whatever. Abortion is a nice word for killing. End of story. Now, you have those on the far left hollering at those on the far right saying, well, y'all say y'all want life, you pro-life, but then you won't help the child with food and education and so forth. And they're right. But those are two separate arguments. We should. I remember when Barack Obama was running for president, and I found myself at this large church. I think, Eleanor, did you go with me? I don't know, but David was with me in Louisiana. And huge church, pastored by this white man, wonderful reputation. And so we went to dinner, and I'm surrounded by white pastors, and you know me, I'm sitting there, Ruth Chris, and cutting our steaks and whatnot. I looked at him and said, all right, my white brothers, I need all y'all to do something for me. What is it, Pastor Winans? I want y'all to vote for Obama. I did tell you I was in Louisiana, didn't I? And immediately, no, can't do that. I looked at him and said, y'all get on my nerves. Y'all, did I say that, David? I said, y'all get on my nerves. Y'all always talking about, can we come together and do stuff? Here's an opportunity for you to inspire a black boy or a black girl, because I never dreamt in my life I'd ever see a black president. That wasn't even a dream. And one of the arguments that one of the pastors gave was, I can't do it, Pastor Winans. I said, why not? Because he's for abortion and so. I said, listen, we ain't talking about abortion right now. We talking about now, I'm certain that they didn't vote for him. So I don't want you to think that I was effective in that argument. The point that I'm trying to make is that a lot of times we give lip service, but it's attached to something else. And no argument can stand on its own merit if you're pork-bellying all of these other issues. And that's what folk in our Congress and in our Senate and in our offices of influence and in our judicial system, they don't stand alone. When an individual, I can't tell you how many folks that I have interviewed that say one thing privately, but go along with the herd publicly. I need y'all to hear what I'm telling you. It means something. And I'm not going to spend any time on that, but I don't know if you've been following the January 6th hearings. You need to take that. I mean, it's very interesting because here are people that know they are purporting a lie, but because of the peer pressure, will not stand to be different. I'm getting ready to go somewhere with this. And they'll say things like, yeah, I believe that, but I also believe that everybody has their opinion and everybody. If that's the case and you do not have the intestinal fortitude to stand on what you believe, then what good are you? I can't allow my religious beliefs to sway my vote, or well, what good are you? Why are you there? You're just like everyone else. If you believe that it's wrong to abort children, to kill children, if you believe thou shalt not kill, it didn't say thou shalt not kill if it's not, thou shalt not kill unless it's inconvenient. I don't hear nobody talking to me. I knew I wasn't gonna go long. That's why I had him sing a soft song. And I'm not saying that the intent of those that have won the victory, this is a great day in the life of those children that we never knew. The argument is not if life begins at conception, because the answer to that is life begins before conception. Jeremiah 1:4-5. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, God was talking to Jeremiah. And he said, Jeremiah, before I formed thee, Lord have mercy, in the belly I knew thee. Oh, come on now. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So the power and the wonder and the brilliance of God happens before. You have anything to do with it. I hear you. I'm coming down your street. Just stay right there. Romans, the 8th chapter, says, for whom he foreknew, he predestinated. And those whom he predestinated, he called. And those whom he called, he justified. And those whom he justified, he glorified. You don't end in the state of glorification without including the state of foreknowledge. Now I'm coming to the first stop of my close. I have several stages today. The first stop is God foreknew. I'm intentionally being deliberate. God foreknew. And because he knew Jeremiah before he was formed in the belly, which means before conception, God knew Jeremiah. He foreknew. And yet, in all of his brilliance, he never took away from you choice. So then, you have the ability to stop what God intended. He told Adam and Eve, he said, of every tree of the garden you can eat, but of the tree in the midst of the garden, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat it. And yet, he didn't stop them from making a choice. Now, when we make the choice, we have to suffer the consequence. I don't want to go into the psychological misgivings. Lord. Say, move on, Pastor. All right, I'm going to move on. But what God foreknew, you have the ability to block. I don't say this as a tease, but think about it. The millions upon millions of children that we chose to stop, many of them could have had the cure for cancer. But we blocked it. It wasn't that God wouldn't have sent it, but we made a choice to protect our reputation because we didn't want to be looked at as a... I'm so happy that we serve a great God. And I love Sister LaTanya Blanks. That's my daughter. Down there in Bessemer, Alabama. And she gave her testimony here preaching. She said, abortion was my contraceptive. I know we want to talk about in the case of incest, in the case of rape, I got it. But that's not all the cases we getting. We have the power given to us by God to cut off what is his reward. So now when it is overturned, we want to take to the streets saying we don't care about God, we want to have our way. Oh, yeah. That's what we're saying. Now, we have no idea what God has designed or what he knew about that fetus. We had no idea of what God wanted to do with them. But he said that the children, they're a heritage of the Lord. And if we let it grow, he said those children are going to fight the enemy in the gate. except the Lord build a house, he that builds it labors in vain. That's the reason, hallelujah, we have to stay in constant communication as to what God intends for that child to be. I'm limiting my remarks today, my lesson today, my message today to that of children and those that have been taken from us in the womb. God says, I'm bigger than that. I sit on the other side of the beginning.
Did you hear what he said? His statements that he made were very deep, were very serious, and they were the truth. Pastor Marvin is not a Seventh-day Adventist pastor, However, so I felt like, let me share this sermon right here because he was speaking the truth. He was speaking the truth. There was a post I saw on social media that actually tells the same thing. Like it speaks about the same thing that this pastor actually spoke about. And I want to share that with you right now. Abortion has never been about choice. It's about escaping the consequences of your choices by taking all choices away from another human being. So friends, that is true. And what many people don't understand is the fact that abortion is killing. Abortion is killing. It is like David and Uriah's wife. David made the wrong choice by sleeping with somebody's wife. What was the consequence? Pregnancy occurred, right? And David wanted to escape the consequences of his actions. So what did he do? He killed the innocent man. So there are some people that make wrong choices and they want to escape the consequences of their choices and they end up killing the innocent. And it is the same thing for abortion. So friends, no matter how we debate about this, I think abortion is not a good thing. It is not a good thing, all right? So I agree perfectly with what Pastor Marvin actually said. Even though he's not a Seventh-day Adventist, he spoke the truth right there. He spoke the truth. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Thanks for watching. My name is Lawrence. See you next time. God bless.